So, touchy subject today, and it is who makes the most reliable second-hand car. Oh, the comments section is going to be a war zone. Let's take a look. And I'm asked this all the time by people who say I have this much to spend, I want this list of attributes, I want something about this big, and they want to know what the most reliable choice is. And usually the question is followed by, well, it's the Honda or the Toyota, right? Well, maybe not so fast. Sure, I recommend Hondas and Toyotas and other brands to used car shoppers all the time. Funny enough, though, the least reliable car I've ever owned was an old Toyota MR2, and admittedly, most of that was my own fault. And the most reliable car that I've ever owned was actually a Dodge Viper that I daily drove for like 5 years. So is there something more to used vehicle reliability than just the badge on the vehicle's hood? Well, I am of the somewhat unpopular opinion that the answer to that question is yes. In fact, I think the badge on the hood has much less to do with how reliable that second-hand vehicle will be than you might think. And that's because years of researching used vehicles for Autotrader.ca's weekly used car reviews has revealed that there's something much more important when it comes to the long-term reliability of a car or truck, and that is how well it was maintained and cared for by its past owners. So is that Honda Civic going to be ultra reliable if you buy it from someone who never changed the timing belt and always stretched out the oil changes? Is the Toyota Sienna that you're looking at going to be trouble-free for years if it's been driven by someone who considered regular maintenance and tune-ups to be optional? Is every Dodge pickup truck unreliable because your uncle had trouble with his? Should you avoid a Nissan Altima because a few dozen people in an internet forum reported transmission problems, half of which were caused by failure of the owner to change the transmission fluid on time? See, there's much more to it than just the badge, and however reliable you think a certain used vehicle is, make no mistake that it can totally give you headaches and nuke your bank account if it's been poorly cared for. Will some vehicles be more reliable than others even if maintained perfectly? Sure. Will some perfectly maintained vehicles have problems? Probably yes. But the point is, full service records and proof of ongoing maintenance, as well as a professional pre-purchase inspection from a trained technician, will reveal much more about how reliable a specific used vehicle is than simply the badge. And of course, the internet is full of lists, mostly because people like to click and read lists, and we've all seen the lists of most reliable vehicles, top 10 trucks that you should avoid, and so on. These are fairly useless, I think, for a bunch of reasons, and many of them just amount to clickbait and little else. Like if a manufacturer builds 150,000 copies of a vehicle, should you avoid it if 500 of those had reported problems? As someone who researches used vehicles on a daily basis, I don't often find a lot of substance to those lists. One recent list of unreliable pickups said that you should avoid the Chevy Silverado because some owners had to replace front-end parts, which is part of maintenance. Other lists of reliable vehicles may even discount the reliability score if owners, say, didn't understand how to work the Bluetooth or failed to change the cabin air filter, which can cause the air conditioner to stop working, neither of which is actually a problem with the vehicle at all. So in many cases, a vehicle's reliability score on some very popular lists takes a hit simply because the owner doesn't know how to work the vehicle properly or how to properly care for it. And trust me, that is way more common than you think. So my advice is focus much less on who made the used vehicle that you're considering and focus a lot more on making sure that vehicle was properly maintained, serviced, and cared for by those who owned it before you with the help of a professional technician and a pre-purchase inspection. I'm Justin Pritchard. Thanks for watching.